It's time for your lollipop medicine. Welcoming you back to crypto's juiciest news. We are looking at a Bitcoin price at $100,000. What's happening? We have the FOMC, friends. The FOMC, they cut rates and then we dropped down. Why is that? It's because of their hawkish stance. But not really. Market cycles are going to do whatever they want to do. That's the most important thing we've learned from this. That's why I don't bother paying too much attention to these things, especially as we approach the Bitcoin bull market mania year. And hopefully our altcoins are going to follow, because that's exactly what we're here for. We're going to go through some stuff, friends, man, because the yield curve. Oh, crap. No, remember, friends, the yield curve uninverting is the danger part. Why? Because the economy's already crashed into the tree and now they're putting on the brakes. That is what's happened every single time. And now, baby dolls, I'm just going to show you the others BTC chart again. Just so you know, okay, see this, friends? See, we have had a deep pullback, man. This is a deep pullback into this altcoin wave. That's why, look, man, I really do believe, man, we're going to get a dampened alt season wave number one. So don't cheat. I'm a believer. You're a believer. I'm still holding. Like, I didn't wait this long to get out here. Get out. I don't care. This is disgusting, by the way, friends. So if you look at this number, okay, this type of like wave, even it goes up here. Look, something can blow up and it can go up higher, but we're going to go through this. My episode here today for you. I'm going to show you all the evidence of, I know what everyone's thinking because they're all saying it. Everyone wants to jeet early. Every single person, friends. And actually, I want to give a special shout out to Ivan on Tech, friends. Ivan features me on his actual channel and we discuss the jeetness here, right?
Dump on us in January 2025. Like Q1, basically. Listen to this. Listen to this.
Let me spoil the current market environment for you. Everyone wants to sell. All of you are thinking of selling. I've seen. So, yes, friends, everyone's thinking of selling. I mean, yeah, I know you all want to sell. So, friends, this is crazy, man. So, I mean, crazy. I'm here 18 hours a day. You expect some spooky precognition stuff. So, I could see in YouTube comments, random comments. I don't know why, friends. My eyes pick out certain things. I just don't know why, man. And I'm like, something weird here, okay? Something smells weird, okay? That's not a pair of cherries. It's a pair of hairy nuts. I'm not into that. I prefer the cherries. I could see like random YouTubers, I go there and I'm like, wait a minute. You're a retailer channel. Why is the comment section filled with people who are dreaming of taking out profit on a 10x? This makes no sense, bro. I was here 4 years ago. You guys aren't meant to be thinking about the sell word. The sell word was like so foreign. And 4 years ago, friends, no one was talking about selling. You want to know why? Because we all thought we're going to get 100x, and I'll show you. So if you go to the others chart, it helps you, friends. So others, this is pretty much almost popularizer all over the industry. If you're watching all these YouTubers, they start talking about others, friends, you know where it came from. It's kind of funny. Half of them still never know what it is. Now, remember, so look at this. In 2016, December, we did 100x. Literally, every altcoin outside of the top 10 did 100x. You buy anything, 100x. Because it was only like 100 to 200 to choose from. Might have even been less, friends. It was only 200 by the end of the cycle. All right, so it's crazy. Just pick any coin. That's how easy it was. But then we had 10x in December 2020. That's how much you got. But why did we go 10x, friends? Nobody was thinking of selling. See, they were still anchoring to the 100 because everyone came in crypto. They're like, oh, 50x, 100x. And everyone was saying, oh, I'm going to take out my money now at the 50 to 100x mark. Didn't come. We only got 10. Then China banned us. You see how? So here's the thing, friends. If you're sitting back here with infinite QE, if the crowd's expecting 50 or 100, let's just say 50, okay? Which means you're either going to dampen like 10 to 20 or you're going to blow the 50 and go like 300x. So you can undershoot or overshoot. The crowd's wrong, yeah? The crowd's wrong. But look what ends up happening. We undershoot. All right. Now here's the thing. Everybody was expecting that 50. What's everyone's expecting now? A 10 again. So they're looking at last cycle. But literally, I've been making videos and content for like 2 years, and I've literally said to you, the crowd just anchors to what happened last time. That's why you can always find opportunity in markets because people are always positioning for what happened last time most of the time. So when they're all expecting one thing, you have an idea of where opportunity can lie. So if for example, if we get a dampened alt season wave, and look, what would dampen mean? Well, if you come to the fib, friends, if you come up to this fib level, you got to put it on a regular chart. This fib level here to the top, this is only, man, a 2.8. So some coins are going to do 2, some will do 4 or 5, you know. Obviously, your mega small ones, we're going to have things that do like a 50 or 100, but I'm talking about your whole portfolio, pretty much all the altcoins. If they're looking for a 10, I mean, friends, this is a funny part. Go back to Bitcoin for 2021. What happened? Everyone was expecting 180K. Where did we stop? 60. Case in point. Okay, it literally happened last time, and it's happening all over again. Back here, everyone was expecting 180. We stopped at 60. All right. So you had to see that it's very important to understand where the crowd, where they expect stuff. So here's the thing. It's for your own expectations. It's so you don't get destroyed by like turbo leveraging somewhere and like jeeting out because you think something's wrong. It's not like you think something's wrong. It's that the crowd was positioned for one thing, and it needs time to rinse them out. So Bitcoin on the weekly, friends. Remember, Bitcoin now, we're red weekly. It's kind of funny. Once again, you go back to that pit stop. There were 2 here. We had green, red, whatever. So maybe we just need one more. We need to finish this red week off, and then we'll continue. So it's spooky, but we'll continue now. Now, Ethereum and everything else, still poop. Who cares about all the altcoins? Like others, BTC pulls back pretty deeply. We didn't pull back this deep before. Okay, we did have pullbacks though. So we had this tiny one. This is weekly. And then we had, even this is the big one, right? We had these pullbacks deep, but look how far we pushed. We thrust it up. So pretty much, friends, this is a 4x. So literally, your portfolio in altcoins went up 4x in a month. So I'm asking you, did your whole portfolio go up 4x in the past 30 days? Most likely didn't. Yeah, because that was December 2016. Pretty much, that thrust up. We didn't get this though, all right? And look at the pullback in. So look how deep this pullback in. This pullback is like really deep. Like you come back within the band here, you see? So it just, there are some clues that the crowd's not going to get their first wave 10x. But that's why if you watch my videos, I have some things here where we can reconcile what occurs. And is it just hocus pocus guessing? Yes. And for that, I'll play some pump music. No hat, no play. So friends, in my videos here, I have the White Swan prophecy, okay? And I'm talking about these no Jeets. So the White Swan prophecy, why? It's just good because in my mind, I'm a believer. So if I go back and I show you the others BTC, in my mind, I still believe altcoins, we finish with something amazing. However, there has to be a White Swan event. A White Swan. Which it's funny, no one's thinking about that. They're only thinking about the Black Swans. They're thinking Black Swan is like, you know, the zombie virus stuff. So that's what I'm thinking, well, if everyone's so fixated on a Black Swan, what about if we got a White Swan? Now, here's the thing. We can dream about it, but you never get it. Could it be Michael Saylor literally gets in Donald Trump's ear and Donald Trump says, you know what? I'm ordering every single state to make Bitcoin on their balance sheet, their treasury. Every single state in America, it's a federal order. You have to be buying Bitcoin for the next, 5 or 10 years or something. Like something that could appear at the end of in 2025, in the second half, which makes people think, oh crap, 4-year cycle's broken. You know, it could be that. I also have another one. I'm just opening your mind to stuff that can happen. You know how the recession's going to crack, right? The inverted yield curve. Well, what if the US Fed, what if we do have a crack mid next year and the US Fed cuts rates hard and they do some infinite QE? They do some QE with it and it starts cranking. Maybe they crank it up. And then maybe then next year, everyone says, whoa, man, last time they did this, we ran for like a 1.5 year bull market. And so we might be just guessing, this is the end of 2025 now. This line here, we run all the way to around here and everyone says, hey man, like friends, you never know. What if they start printing here and we go up? And what people will do is they will go back to the zombie virus and they go, well, the last time we did printing, we ran up for this much. We ran up for literally 1.75 years it was. So they printed in March, the zombie virus, and then the bull market ended December of 2021. So that's literally 1 year, 1.75 years. Yeah, 1 year, 9 months. So that would be like a perfect 4-year trap, wouldn't it? Because we're at the end of the 4-year cycle. But what I'm just obviously just feeling, because here's the thing, friends, the crowd, they won't want it to end early because they've been jeeting. You see? So I'm just showing this right here. Here we go. So if you've got a dampened cycle, everyone says, you know what, crypto's a scam, and then somehow this comes up. And this period of time might be only like 5 or 6 months, but you're not meant to look at that, okay? I got to stress you, you're not meant to look at that, and it will tempt everyone. If it occurs, everyone will say, 4-year cycle's broken. They just started printing money. How could you possibly get out now? So that's why in my video here, White Swan video, friends, and in my No Jeets, I go through a prophecy from 6 months ago. It's called the double printer prophecy. And the double printer prophecy is the next time they do the money printing, it doesn't work as long as they think. It fails. Okay? So it works, sugar rush, because everyone thinks it's great money printing. We can't have another recession. Nothing can crack it. So, look, but by the way, I'm literally, I know this is crazy. I'm assuming that the 4-year cycle magically holds up. Despite all the odds. That's what. Because everyone says thousands of reasons, but actually the odds are high. It's not even despite the odds. It's the only thing that's worked. And before we even go into everything else, friends, the 4-year cycle, friends, the 4-year cycle matched up. You had zombie virus. You had infinite QE. Even right here is the yield curve. Zombie virus, friends, we had this, right? This zombie virus and then the uninversion of the yield curve, that still didn't break the 4-year cycle. Okay, so nothing broke it because we know why. Okay, nothing will break the 4-year cycle unless the government changes how much debt duration they take on to pay off their credit card. So you and I know that because of Mick Hovell and Raoul Powell. We know that. The crowd doesn't believe that. They don't believe that. It's a 4-year cycle because it's not a 4-year halvening cycle. It's a 4-year government debt rollover cycle. The average duration, there's 3, 4, and 5-year bonds. The average is 4. Okay. And yes, as you get to see, the money printer effect, they print a lot of money and they got to pay some bills. They got to pay off the other credit card. That's pretty much what's been happening because the world economy died because they have so much debt. They have to do this periodically. So actually what they're doing is they're debasing by 7%. So instead of taxing everybody 90% for 10 years, which is what they're meant to do, if you want to pay off the debt, you got to tax everyone like 95%, you pay off it within 10 years. Instead of doing that, they're trying to pay it off over like, maybe a decade or two, but they're taxing everyone an extra like 4% per year. So that's why the debasing at 7%, it's not at like 3 or something. It's at 7. That's what they're doing. And they're trying to like manage that over time. That's why when like every time a zombie virus or something is going to appear, it's going to go bonkers because they have to print a lot more money. And that's how you get to see, okay, the system's being killed slowly. It's just like they're kicking the can. All right. So that's pretty much what's been happening in a nutshell. But these news events appear, they're so strong. They're so like, they're so gripping. But you and I are going to be prepared if it occurs. Now, what actually happened today, friends, US Fed cut rates by 25 basis points. So all you need to do is you can actually just look at the US 2-year bond rate, which is the chart here, remember? Now, the rate is 4.3%. So pretty much the market knows, okay, Fed, you're going to keep doing nothing. You're going to be barely stimulating now because it's inflationary. Also, Donald Trump, friends, he's running an inflationary policy pretty much because he's trying to bring all the government jobs back. Okay, so then you'd have to build all the like warehouses and things to get all the jobs back to America. And so that's going to require a lot of bank loans. So Jay Powell, he actually said it might take 1 to 2 years for inflation to go down to 2%. Just give it a clown nose there, emoji friends. Honk, honk, honk. Don't ever, friends, do not ever trust a single word coming from a central banker, ever, okay? If you ever make your investment decisions from these, you get destroyed. I think it's full of poop. So they just say that, friends. Look, he actually said, we avoided a recession and now we expect another good year next year. We'll see. So the US 2-year bond rate has stayed the same. And look, all you need to look at, this yield curve, look, we are going to crack. We will crack. However, we have a government response now. That's what happened last time. Okay, there's a government response. But here's the thing, man. Back then, when the zombie virus happened, and then we moved into the alt season in 2021, the recession was behind us now. Okay, so technically we're still in, but we had the money printing and the bonanza. Okay, now it's in front of us. So now, I know this is going to sound crazy, but it reminds me of, if you go to Bitcoin, it reminds me how we were like trying to recover, but the zombie virus was just around the corner. Like the market just couldn't, for some reason, just couldn't get euphoric here. I remember this. Bitcoin was around $9,000 beginning of 2020, and then zombie virus happened. It's like people knew something was coming around the corner. I feel like with altcoins, that is exactly what's happening right now. I'm gonna show you so much data. I'm just gonna show you these. Look, friends, and yeah, like the crowd knows, man. You see, here's the thing. I'm sure you're learning by now. There's the wisdom of the crowd. Everyone thinks the same thing. They're not silly. They just all think the same thing. They all get caught up with the same positions, right? But they've processed this data. So you can't find information out there in the world and you're like, oh, the crowd is definitely like looking at this and then like misinterpreting it and stuff. Like you don't get situations like that. They've looked at it and they are interpreting it. Okay, they do see the yield curve. Everyone does. They do see the yield curve. They do see these inflation worries. They do see this hawkish stance by the Fed. They do see that, and they do see their PTSD of what happened last time in the bull market where they didn't exit. And so, like, I'm gonna go through it now. But we'll just get back this news out of the way. So Deutsche Bank, friends, building L2 blockchain on Ethereum, just kind of shows you this, like, you know, part of the whole, oh, we're moving through the cycle of adoption kind of part, right? There's nothing fundamental about it. PulseX, very nice. Bought and burned 5.7% now of the total user supply. So that's still ratcheting in the background. And the PulseX price chart is here. This is on a log chart. Still hanging around the under day one sack. So yeah, we got a long way to go. And yeah, I've got my general comments here as well, friends. The entire crypto industry full of Jeets, man. Everyone wants to sell. Everybody wants to sell. Now, if you're new to market, so you want to know what that means. When everyone wants to sell, okay, their target doesn't get met. Okay, because if you want to sell on a 10x, yeah, and everybody wants to sell on a 10x, basically the market's saying, we think 5x is like the tippy top of expensive. So you never get the 10. The only way for you to get your 10x is for the market to believe we're going 20 to 30. You get it? So for example, the market back in 2021, why did we stop at 50 to 60? Because the average participant believed in 180, right? Basically 100 to 180, the average market participant. So when we got to 50 or 60K, there's basically just the 2x left. So you got the final buyers, people who are just buying things to try and make a double. There's no one else there left. If you wanted your 100K, you needed the crowd to believe in like a 300K. You needed them, but they didn't. You only had the psyops from Goldman Slugs, Citybug, Bank of Ants, and JP Mosquito, just the psyops from those. Those were calling for the big numbers. You see how this thing works? Yeah, and it makes sense, right? Think about it yourself. You're not gonna. Why would you buy something? You're like, oh, this thing's going up 10x. Okay, and then you go buy 10x higher. You don't do that. The price doesn't even get there. You won't even be able to do that. You can only get it if the crowd thinks it's going even further than that. But when the crowd is stuck on this number, and that's the baseline, how it resolves itself usually is, okay, so obviously, friends, if everyone expects 10, there could be a white swan that sends it like 30 or 40. Sure. Is our crypto industry going to grow to 20 trillion in the next 90 days, though, to let them out? Just think about the realistic now. Ask yourself that. Is the total crypto industry going to, and I'll show you now, total crypto industry is at 3.5 trillion. Yes. Are we, and remember, everyone's expecting a 10. All right, but actually, that's 10 from altcoins. So it's actually around a 3 from here. Okay, so that's it. So friends, this is the funny part. Everyone's expecting 10 trillion to occur like that straight away. Are we going to grow to 25 trillion and let them out? No. Come on, man. 20 trillion in the next 90 days. Fat chance. Now, why is that hocus pocus? Because the stock market of America is about 45 trillion. You're telling me in the next 90 days, we're going to become half of the US stock market. That amount of liquidity and money is going to come in to let these Jeets out? Nah. It could. Let's see if a white swan happens. The US Fed says, you know what? We're putting a gun to your head unless you buy crypto, you know. So that's what the type of thing that would require. Now, you know, this is amazing. After I made all my videos, after I made my videos, I started browsing Twitter. And I saw this poll. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, man, this is exactly what I could see. Look at Raoul Powell's poll. Pulse check. There's almost 20,000 votes. It's even more now. What is your cycle top price for Bitcoin? Look where everyone's stacked. 150 to 200K. You see, the lowest. By the way, that was the lowest number. That's the lowest number. So if the lowest number selected is 150 to 200K, you know what that actually means, man? Just to spoil it for you. It means they're selling under 150. Okay. If they see 130, they're like, oh, I'm getting out. It's less than a 2x away. I'm getting out. Okay. So that's your first warning sign. Your first warning sign. Look at that. 61% under 150K pretty much. You see that? Next question. When do you suspect the cycle tops? 40% before June. Look at that. So basically 60% of people believe in before December, before September, an early finish. Literally 60%, 2/3 of every person. And he has a bullish crowd. Raoul has a bullish crowd. Raoul's a bull. Raoul has the banana zone. I've got a banana too, friends. I've got 3 left in the bowl. So Raoul's crowd is more informed. And they're still Jeets. Shame on you, Jeets. Shame on you. But I'm going to make a lot of money on you and everyone in the baby dolls. We're going to make a lot of money because of these people once they get out. Okay? Because we've got nothing to worry about. Do you see, friends? Raoul Powell has an informed crowd. They know about the 4-year global debt liquidity cycle by Mick Halvel. Okay? Raoul's got all the information for them. These guys, like, theoretically, you guys should have like a 500K Bitcoin target and you should believe it runs to the end of 2026. Yet, their cheatness, their soy ways have got them. Look at here, man. They're stacked. This came, friends. So I made all my things. I saw it out in the universe and then this appeared. I was like, oh, crap. This is like raising the odds significantly that these paper handers are in this. Look what I was messaging on Twitter before I saw the polls. Okay? Look what I was throwing this stuff out here. Every time I open a random crypto YouTuber, I check the comment section. All I see is that everyone wants to sell a 10x to everything. Alt season wave number 1 might rudely surprise their expectations. 10x, it's all I need. I just scroll down and I just say it. 10x, I just want a 10x, I just want a 10x. Everyone has this obsession with this round number, this 10x. And then you have Crypto's expectation. My prediction, in the first half of 2025, we will experience a huge overall worldwide market crash, resulting in significant decrease in quality of life, worse than 2008, potentially as bad as the Depression. Civil wars possible. Prepare accordingly. Man, everywhere, friend. Everywhere, they're expecting to G. Everywhere. And remember, I showed you this. I'm on the edge of my seat. I am bored to death. I really want a sell button for once in my life. Everywhere. Jeet. All I see is just a sea of Jeets. So, basically, they don't believe. It's a believer cycle. Newsflash, believe in something. It's a believer cycle. Also, funny enough, friends, YouTube did a channel review for me. They send you like these YouTube things. My most viewed video is, of course, the UFO video, which I found hilarious. Oh, man, it's a believe in something cycle. It's kind of funny, right? It's like, I want to believe. It's a believer cycle, dude. You're not getting away with it, you little Jeets. You ain't getting shit. The market's not going to give it to you. What they think is, see how arrogant they are. They think they're going to get a 10x, and then they sell, and then we have to sit through a 4-year bear market for them all over again. Habib, markets don't work like that. You're going to get your shitty little 2x, and then we're going to pump later without you, and you're going to FOMO buy back in on the white swan event, completely negating the 4-year cycle, which will probably play out again. I think the 4-year cycle is just going to magically play out. And where do I think we head, friends? This 10 trillion, eventually. Eventually. So that's why I'm just preparing you, man, because here's the thing. So, like, bless your hearts. Because I remember when I first said this, someone said, oh, that's okay. The people who will sell for, we want to sell on 10x, we'll just sell for the 5. A sweet, sweet little child. You will not be selling at 4 or 5 because in the midst of that mania, you think it's going to 10. The next stop where you come to your senses is when it drops 65% down. Now you're only up like a 2x. That's when you jeet. Because probably the stock market will be pooping the bed, inverted yield curve. They'll throw recession, recession, recession. Things are bad, things are bad. The bear market's starting. All the people are selling, friends. And then there'll be KOLs, friends. The KOLs will be selling. They will be selling, okay? I mean, they're already selling. I was selling in the first quarter because they made a lot of money. They don't really care whether Bitcoin's 250 or 150. They don't care. They've been making affiliate links and revenue money out there. They don't actually believe, okay? They don't actually believe. They don't need that sweet, sweet, sweet round number. And they have PTSD like you and me from 2021. They know. Remember, everyone knows what happens when you wait for 100K. Okay, you're going to stop at 60. Next stop, 40K. You better get out. That's all that's going through their mind. Don't forget, friends, I have my exotic top signaling. So why am I even confident? Why am I even confident? And yes, why is me, my lollipop and Spoonie, why are we sitting here not worried? My exotic top signals. US Congress, they haven't self-banned from stocks yet. I want them to actually vote it in. Ty Lopez is not back. Jim Cramer's not mega bullish. Coinbase App Store #1 rank. Now, it could hit #1 in that first wave. It could do that. Look at this. Meme coin hasn't hit 100 billion yet. And a project needs to raise $1 billion for an ICO. That's not, that to me shows, okay, you're really believing now with a lot of your numbers. So I haven't seen it yet. You know, could we go down with the ship? Sure. But that's something that I'm sticking with. But don't forget, I will keep fighting for your right to pump, friends. We'll be smashing the bears. Remember, the bull market ends when you kill the final bear. All right? If we get a dampened euphoria wave in alt season wave 1, and it's a bit truncated, okay, they're all going to be bearish. They're all going to come flood the industry. Mark my words, they will, friends. I know how this game works, okay? We don't get this world where we all hold hands and we all run to the top. No, it's a pendulum. Okay, it's literally 2 boxes in a ring. Yes, that's how it works. Also, something that keeps me bullish on the bull market as well. Everybody keeps trying to call the top. Look at this guy. Whenever Michael Saylor talks, it always reminds me of this scene. So that's the big short scene where they're like, oh, CDSs and collateral and mortgages. We're about to find out in January how liquid your company is, Mr. Saylor. So this guy is just a mid-curver. He's a mid-curver boomer, jealous of Michael Saylor because the guy's turbo leverage. They're all trying to call bull market tops. They're like, okay, Martin Shkreli, like, bro, have you learned nothing from the mania of the masses? I've given you the hint. Why aren't you watching me? You should be watching my channel for free before I get bored and I can't be bothered doing this anymore. Okay, use the weekly super trend. They got no hope though. Because they just like typing essays and words, you know. More information from the universe. Friends, I'm telling you, they're all gonna cheat it. Look at this, Altcoin Sherpa. This is like a 15-page thread. My plan is to be mostly selling in the next 3 to 6 months and then check my bias after that. It's pretty hard to predict. I don't think we bounce back as quick as we did from summer 2024, okay? They're all jeeting, man. These all guys have 300,000, 500,000 followers. Everyone's jeeting. And the best part is, they don't even believe it. Because they're so self-centered, okay? They're so absorbed into themselves, okay? Because these people, friends, look, you don't blame them. It's incentives. They get to where they got by just following themselves and their own rules and their own principles. So when they get somewhere, they can't possibly imagine that everybody else is thinking like them, even though they all say, I'm an independent thinker. Like, just imagine like a horde of people saying, I'm an independent thinker. And they all have the same speech bubble and they're all watching the same TV with, like, you know, the wavy eyes. They're all like hypnotized. I thought of this by myself. It's a game, bro. You understand? It's a game. Only one side wins. It's a pendulum that swings. But you and I are still going to make it, friends. To winning crypto, just follow my lead. Embrace the chaos. Focus on remaining anti-fragile. So there will be chaos and rates up and down, left, right. We're gonna have to sit through it. We're gonna have to sit through it. By the way, we went through worse, man. Who cares if there's a dampened alt season wave number 1? Who cares? You've been through worse. But yeah, look, I'm talking confident now. There's gonna be so many red thumbnails out there. Like, they're just gonna be like, the bear market has started. I am now calling for the bear market. Kind of funny, man. You know, I dreamed of this scenario 2 years ago. And I've been telling you for like 2 years. I think in this bull market, there's gonna be like this middle of the bull crash where everyone thinks it's over, and we're just gonna be left there holding. And like, you know what? I didn't wait this long to cheat out now, and it's gonna work out. Okay, it's a believer cycle, bro. Believe in something. You thinking, oh, the yield curve, bro. When did you become a macroeconomics yield curve expert on recessions, bro? You're freaking buying imaginary Ponzi coins on the internet. You're swapping around JPEGs all day. Now you're telling me that, oh, the interest rate, the second derivative of the interest rate is moving around. Who are you, Habib? Do you understand what we're doing? We're literally trading internet Ponzi money. Do you remember Up Only? Do you remember Hold On for Dear Life? Do you remember Bitcoin as FU money? Do you remember Diamond Hands? Do you remember that? No, you don't remember that? Okay, you're a G. You're drinking soy. You got a hunched back. No fluffy slipper to be found in your residence at all. There's too many mistakes there, friends. But you and I, we're going to still make it. We're going to collect friends along the way. We drink the tears of their envy. Habib, it's just, I know how it's going to work. I've seen this play out. All those left curvers that these people keep teasing end up making more money than them. You'll see. Also, friends, you gotta, if you want to look after your own mental health here, unfollow the people who talk down on poor people, all right, and put others down. You got to mute them. You actually got to mute them. You unmute them in the bear market, okay, because they'll be gone. Mute them for 1.5 years, because people who talk down on poor people, okay, it opens up the door in your mind to like take on more excessive risk, to change your mind more often. You can't be doing that now, especially like when, friends, it's like you go to a party and then some peer pressure high school jock guy comes and says, hey man, stop hanging out with those nerds, come hang out with the boys. Do you know what I mean? Like, you got to be prepared before you get to the party that these types of things might happen. Okay, you have to be mentally prepared. Otherwise, you end up going the way of the turbo leverage. Okay, unfortunately, that's what happens. People swap from coin A to B to C. You take on some leverage, you buy something, you take a big hit, and then like it ends up being a slippery slope. Okay, and this type of negative mindset, man, everyone's on their own journey, man. Like people who suck off other people because of how much money they have, you're one of the lowest life forms out there. Literally, you're one of the lowest life forms. You are not how much money is in your bank account. Just an imaginary Ponzi thing. No one cares, okay? I don't care. The people I hanging around, we don't care, okay? If you got a lot of money, good. We're happy for you. If you don't have enough money, okay, sweet. Maybe you can work on it, or it doesn't mean you're less of a human. You're still a human to me. You got a beating heart. You got blood. Hopefully it's red. You're not a lizard person. You see what I mean? But we're going to see, friends, this ugly side of greed come out in the crypto industry. However, they're going to have to jeet first, okay? They might actually appear at the end. We'll see. If you're curious for some symmetrical stuff, friends, did you know in the past 2 cycles, Bitcoin made it to the top exactly 1,064 days from the bottom? So this is 1,064 days. This is 1,064 days. So if we got 1,064 days again, it would be Cocktober the 6th. All right, Cocktober the 6th. So, but you never know. Like Bitcoin could tap it there, and then like maybe like who knows, maybe it's 240k, but then in November it doubles like 220k, you know, and then December maybe has a red candle, maybe, and then January is like an alt season similar to 2018 of January. That's 4-year cycle. Okay, so just because it like tops out there doesn't mean like if we get there like it's definitely all over. But yes, you just think about this date. I know we're dealing with, like, it's so close. Everyone's like, hey, what's the difference between selling in the first half of next year and selling in the second half? Oh, man, like a lot. That's huge, friends. Crypto goes parabolic. Remember I showed you the euphoria wave only comes in 50 days, man. So if you're in the wrong 50-day window, you miss the life-changing gains part. You do. However, it's hard because the the people buying in that 50-day really believe this time is different. Something's happening differently. They just want to get in. It's reflexive. That's why, hence, I conceptualize like a white swan event that makes people suspend belief. They go, you know what? Don't worry about the 4-year cycle. They just started a big money printing or whatever. Believe in something, friends. How many times I told you? Believe in something. Also, shout out to Mr. Hogg. Believe in yourself, Sir Sommi. Knighted by His Majesty King Lionheart. So, this looks a bit like a porno, sir. I'm not gonna lie here. Believe in something. If you don't, not gonna make it. Not gonna make it. Oh man, it's gonna be real funny. They're gonna betray us. They will. I'm telling you, man, friends. It's the most hated altcoin cycle ever. They're gonna betray us. When they click sell, they'll come and FUD. Look, friends, I will guarantee you. Okay, I will put my hand on this green candle, and I will tell you that when that crash happens, okay, all those KOLs, there'll be more red thumbnails. There will be more reports. Every time there's like a bad economic data tick, they'll report on it. Or if the stock market drops during that crash, they'll zoom in on it. They'll show you like the day. They're like, oh no, the stock market's crashing because they're out. They're out. Like, bro, you're using monthly candles this whole bull cycle. Now you're using 15-minute candles on the stock market. Who are you? Who are you, man? Whose side are you on? And you realize they're on the soy side. That's how these stories play out, friends. However, but when we win, someone has to buy the top. Someone has to buy. That's what, when you hear that, someone has to buy the top. What it basically means is someone has to realize that they're Jeets and get back in at the wrong time with too much money. Someone has to, okay? The good thing is, if you never sell, you never have to be that person. But every cycle, it's like that, okay? Remember, friends, in zombie virus, toilet paper, okay? Everyone was walking around with dingleberries because no one could wipe their bum properly, running out of toilet paper. Okay, good luck trying to tell people, a crowd of people, hey, chill out on the toilet paper, you'll have some in 90 days. No, they lost their minds. Okay, yeah, we'll invert that. Good luck trying to tell somebody, hey man, let's see if this 4-year cycle plays out. Why don't you go buy crypto? So now it's December 2025. Say, hey, why don't you chill out for a year? Come buy crypto in December 2026. They'll be like, no, man. No. All the riches could have already been gone by then. Okay? It's the polar opposite. This is also my post, friends, about that double printer prophecy. My YouTube video. You can actually type in prophecy double printer. So it's from 6 months ago because, remember, think about the weakest hand out there. What do they want? They want 0% rates and infinite QE. So it's their signal to go long and stay long forever because they want to repeat the 2020 cycle. Well, like, what if it comes next year and it happens, but it fails somewhere? That's what I'm thinking of. And no one will believe it. No one. But 4-year cycle, it will believe it. 4-year cycle will say, well, it's 4-year cycle time. You know, we've run for the third green year in a row, which will be the end of next year. It's about time to exit. All the weak hands are in. Okay, so see, friends, that's why if you're looking at the news, you'll be so self-absorbed. Like, you'll be like, oh my gosh, like you'll think about like. So what happens, friends, when you watch the news, or even crypto Twitter and stuff, like they'll put really smart people who are like really smart, and they will have the view that you're going against, and so it'll screw with your head because there's always a smart person out there who's going to have the opposite view. Always. There's always like, oh, you know, Justin Sun, he got the last 18 out of 18 corrections correct, and he thinks we're going for another year, you know, and that you're like, oh, crap, I'm fading the guy with a 100% win rate. It's happened with me and Richard Hart calling for 10K at the bottom of Bitcoin, right? So, but you got to believe in yourself, okay? You have to believe in yourself. Now, because you're a baby doll pumpkin, I'm going to show you the PulseChain price. So, if let's say the crowd's right and we get a 10x. Okay, we all win. We get a 10x. Everything's sweet. Okay, let's say that happens. All right, you win. So don't worry about that scenario. I'm telling you, crowd consensus wants a 10x. So we either get 5 or 20. Okay? We either get a 5 or 20. Now, if you're looking at PulseChain, if we do a 5 from here, where would that take us? Around here. It's about 3.7x day one sack. So around 3 to 4x sack price. Okay. So what's my friends? I'm helping you. Okay. I'm telling you, as a believer, you believe with me. I believe with you. Yes. You are my friend. I catch you like a Pokemon every day. If we get a truncated, poopy, soy old season wave number one, that's not going to stop my confidence. If we get up here, we only do a 5, and then people jeet back down, and then friends, it's a funny part. When you're watching markets, you think they're gonna click sell up here, and then they're gonna like let this period go free. No. What actually happens is no one clicks sell up here, barely anyone, just a couple of jeets. The bulk of the jeets get out here, and they start selling. That's where that happens, Fred. They sell here, and then they go do the red thumbnails, and they go, oh, recession, America, recession, unemployment rate, yield curve. I could see it already. I'm like, bro, you don't even know what the yield curve is. And now you're trying to be a professional forecaster in a $40 trillion economy. Sit down, bro. Stick to long in Fartcoin. Okay, you have higher odds there, by the way. So that's what's going to happen here. And then I'm going to just have to believe, okay, you know what? We didn't get enough Jeets into the market to buy the top. So, all right, sweet. We're going for this, which is going to be, man, if that plays out, that'll be like wild. that might be PDI. That might be money printing. That might be the Peggin. That might be the Hyperloop, whatever it is, okay? Even if it doesn't happen, man, I didn't wait. Look, yeah, it really is as simple. You say, well, I didn't wait this long to Jeet this low, bro. I'm not selling. See, do you believe? You're like, I did not wait this long to do this. We're valued way higher. I don't care. That person wins. The person who thinks like that wins. It's the person who, oh, my favorite KOLs have red thumbnails and they're saying it's all over. That's the ones who gets misled. But you don't actually believe. If you're following, if you click sell because of someone else, you never really believe, dude. You never believe. Okay. You're walking into the cinemas with your friend, and then I come out of the bushes and I say, hey, your friend sucks. Stop talking to them. And then imagine you went, you listened to me. I'm just a random dude with literally a hat that says no hat, no play. I come out and then you block your friend and you never talk to him again. Your friend would say, dude, a random stranger told you to stop talking to me and block me, and you did? What kind of friendship do you think we had? Exactly. If someone else convinces you to buy or to sell a coin out, you never really liked it anyway. You're just looking for an excuse to blame it on someone. It means you were gonna jeet anyway. That's what it was. So if we get that scenario, friends, I'm not going to be worried. Okay, and look, yeah, be my guest. You want to hyperloop it? Sweet. And yes, crowd consensus for PulseChain is 35x. So in there, I know, that's right, friends. It's going to be, I'm preparing myself mentally. Ah, man, I can already see it. There's going to be so many disappointed people. They'll be like, man, what a scam. I wasted they're going to sell, friends. They're going to say, I wasted the whole bull market and I never should have did this. Okay, so, okay, well, I just want to show you something, okay? So, I'd like to ask you to please, if you have a spoon in the room, please ask them to leave. Because I'm going to show you the Hex chart from 4 years ago. And Hex, friends, see, Hex from 4 years ago, this was when China scammed us, all right? China scammed us here. So, Hex from 4 years ago, you're here now, all right? So Hex went up, look at this. It went up 10x. Now you're like, wow, Sommi, 10x, I'll take that. Sit down. And make sure the spoon is still in the other room. That's not the real chart. The real chart is Hex versus Ethereum. Because Ethereum did a 10x from 4 years ago. It went from about $400 to 4,000 from 4 years ago, okay? So I'm now actually going to show you the Hex ETH ratio, which I've just calculated right now. This is the chart you're looking at, Habib. Look at this. Look at where we're going to go to May. Look where May was. There you go. That's Hex. That's all you got. This was the first alt season wave number one. You see that? All you did was, here's Dikembe. Look at this. All you were able to get was a 2.6x multiplier on ETH. So ETH did like a 4x from here. So you got a 10. You see that? You only did, look at that. I'm making that up. You did 2.7 times whatever ETH did. Now, friends, Ethereum today is 3,600. So even in the next 3 to 4 months, what if ETH goes to 7,000 by like next year, March, April, when everyone's going to jeet? Because they're all hoping to sell 10K. Maybe we don't get that. So if ETH does a 2, and then PulseChain core coins do that same 2.7 multiplier on that. Let's do that number. What is, friends? What's 2 times 2.7? You get 5.4x, which it's interesting because that's exactly the number we were guessing. A 5x from here brings us around there, and everyone thinks it's over. Now I'm gonna ask you, right? Does the Hex story finish in alt season wave number 1? No. It becomes hyperactive hyper bull mode. It goes to what alt season wave number 2. Okay, so alt season wave number 1 was here, and then alt season wave number 2, it was actually here, but Hex ends up basically going up in the middle here because Richard thought the bull market was over here, and he comes and pumps it up. So, once again, man, I just believe. That's it. I believe. I know everyone's gonna say it was the worst decision of your lives, blah blah blah. I know. I don't care. I'm just holding. I'm holding. I believe everyone's gonna be begging for a Peggin. I hope we get a Merry Pegmas this year, but what if the pegging dream happens like next year, June, July, August, September? I'm playing for it. I don't care. I don't care. And look, if you want to send us into a Great Depression, soup line, whatever, do it again. I'm playing for this 4-year cycle because it's funny. It's literally the only thing that you can rely on. And I can't believe it. The crowd is discounting it. The crowd is giving the 4-year cycle a 0% probability. That's funny. They're like, wait a minute. I've given you a formula that worked 3 out of 3 times. And the crowd's like, no, 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 no. I'm not falling for that. I'm going to be selling in about 60 to 90 days like a Jeep. All right. Now, here's the thing, baby dolls. You're free to sell and take profit and do stuff like that over time. I'm not talking about that part because I know what happens, okay? They're going to sell on the crash and they're just going to FUD the crap out of the whole industry. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm telling you. Bunch of non-believer Jeets. So they will come out and do that. If you want to take profit and do that, that's okay. I'm just telling you, like here's a funny part. People take offense. They go, Sommi, I'm going to come and take my profit. And I'm like, bro, okay, where are you going to take profit? And they're like, oh, about 18x higher. I'm like, I always say, Habibi, did you watch my video? The whole point is I'm telling you, you're not going to get your 18x in the next 90 days. Well, you think you're the only smart person in the world who's going to sell at an 18x? You understand millions and millions and millions and millions of people also want to sell even at just 10x. Do you understand what happens to markets when everyone wants to sell there? It means they don't see value at a 5x from here distance. They don't see value there. They don't think it's cheap. The only way for you to get your 18x is for people to think that it's going 100x because they'll still buy it up to your 50x. You get it? Now you get it. No hat, no play, but you're my friend. Like, subscribe, baby, and I'll catch you soon.